Hi everyone, and the Lone Wolf here. Welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the EVE Online market. And give me just like a minute. Oh. Hi everyone, the Lone Wolf here. Welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the market in EVE Online. And now normally everything should be right, so give me just a few seconds. It's actually not the exact time just yet, so just give me 1 second and check the state of the stream on my own. Looks like there's a delay on that. Yep, pretty big delay, but okay, here we go. Let's get, well, I do want to check how long it is actually. Okay, so sorry about the start there, but still pretty new to all the live streaming stuff. Anyways, welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the market in EVE Online. And so let's head over to the couch and we'll take a look at it. I'm going to try and do this live. So just in case any of you guys want to ask me any questions, feel free to do so. Or if you want me to check out some of the products that I don't generally cover, put them in the comments and I will try to cover them. But first of all, let's take a seat and let's have a look at the market in JITA at the moment. As usual, we start out with the minerals. So we'll have a quick look right here at titanium. If we look at the 3-month chart, that is still slowly going down. We have a few bad data points, but the overall chart is clear. Over the last 3 months, titanium has been going down from, I would say, above 550 and heading very close to 5 ISK. Current price in the station are, let's have a quick look here, pretty much the cheapest is 5.10. So I'm pretty sure we lost a few more cents compared to last week. Buyers in station 497, so there's hardly any margin there either. And that's still not looking very good, but still above 5 ISK, which hopefully will be hard to breach, because if that happens, then I think we're in for a pretty bad time for titanium. Next up is Pyrite, a bit less common than titanium, but the same general trend over the last 3 months, as you can see, from almost 15 ISK heading down. Let's see if it's broken 14. Yeah, absolutely. It's actually down to 1276 now. That's really low at the moment. Buyers 1244, so hardly any margin there either. Let's have a quick look at the 1-year chart. We can see it's been above 15 ISK for a while. I'm a bit surprised that before that spike it was actually lower than the current prices, but yeah, it's definitely under 15 ISK at the moment and still heading down, so not good news for the high-sec miners. Let's have a look then at the next one, which is Megasite. This stuff is, if that's your 1-year chart, that's pretty bad news. Started half the year above 60 ISK and is now well below 40 ISK, so that price band has been breached. That's really not looking good for the next few weeks for Megasite at the moment. I mean, that's lost let's see, from 60 to 40, 1/3 of its price already, and it's done that in like 6 months or something like that. The 3-month trend is still that low downward spiral for the high-sec minerals, but it really doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon, because all of these price points that you could see as a potential benchmark that traders might be interested in keeping it above that, it's just breaking them one by one. I wouldn't be surprised if we see titanium below 5 ISK by next week or in 2 weeks, something like that. So that's really not looking very good. Prices at the moment in station 38.68. Yeah, if you realize that it's been 62 less than a year ago, that's really not good for high-sec miners at the moment. And I will just do a quick check here. Hey guys, so yeah, this is a market chat, and I'm first going to cover all the basics that I normally do. So we've covered basically the very common minerals so far. Let's have a look then at the less common ones, but that was not looking good either. Let's take a look here at Zydrine. Also the downwards trend over here, although it's not as old as it is for the other ones. This one only started early June, but definitely also a downward trend for Zydrine. In fact, it's been above 1000 ISK less than 2 months ago, and it's now down to 788. So that's also a 20% drop in Zydrine prices. We'll have a quick look then at Noxium, but all of that you'll see here again, a small rise, but then a correction after that. So it even rose above 1000 here again. Current prices for Noxium 845, so not that much, but still a general downtrend for minerals. It's good if you buy them for production, it's bad if you mine them. Megasite, pretty much the same trend here. It tried to stay up above 2.5 thousand, but right here, pretty serious decline actually, from 2,500 to 2,000. That's once again 20% decline since June. That's really not looking good for miners at the moment. What I usually do then is I'll have a look at the impact of these mineral prices on the Tech 1 chips. And one that I like to check is the Drake, which is generally a very popular chip and produced by a lot of people, so it should be decently stable. Unfortunately, over the last year, it's known a bit of some nerfing problems, so that's why you see this dip right here in October. After that, it came back during the expansion. People found out it wasn't that bad, the heavy missile nerf, and it's been trying to hold on above that 50 million ISK band. Spike here is probably due to the war, but now it's correcting back down below 50 million ISK. In line with what the minerals have been doing. So I would say this final downtrend over here after that spike, which was probably due to the war, is now due to the minerals, and so these could be long-term trends and long-term lower prices for Tech 1 chips. Another one is a battleship. Let's have a look at the Maelstrom here. Pretty much the same thing, you know. October, pretty bad month here with very low prices. It went up for the expansion, tried to hold on above 200 million after that. A small spike here, probably also due to the war, but then a correction broke the 200 million band, and it's not looking like this is gonna stop anytime soon if you look at the minerals. So yeah, Tech 1 miners at the moment, really hard time. Tech 1 producers, their margins are also getting squeezed, so this could become a spiral for the rest of the summer, in my opinion. Not looking very good. After Tech 1 market, I like to take a look at the Tech 2 markets, and specifically at the moment I am looking at command chips. The Tech 2 market tends to be a bit more volatile, as you can see here for the Absolution. We have tops above 260 million and bottoms at 180 million. The 5-day moving average, you can see that bob up and down pretty severely. Look at that beautiful spike right here. This is excellent for traders, for people that are looking to make money medium term or something like that. Yep, Langers, that's coming up in a bit, the R64 products. But yeah, these are the command chips. It's what I like to keep an eye out for trading opportunities. As you can see right here, the Damnation has just known a nice stop above 300 million ISK and is heading back down. So this is probably the time where I want to place a couple of buy orders for these. The Absolution is looking at pretty damn low prices, so looking at investing in some Absolutions could be a good idea. Look at what it was in the previous 6 months. Pretty much above 240 million. You had plenty of opportunity, including that spike here. Now you can buy them for as low as 213, buy orders at 200 million ISK. So we're looking at pretty pretty decent chance at 40-50 million ISK profits on every absolution that you can pick up at these low prices. So it's really not bad. Nighthawk, this one is a bit more on the flat side. It's also coming down from a top, so I would not be too interested in the Nighthawk at the moment. The Vulture is on a very high point at the moment, so if you have invested in Vultures, it's the time to sell them. Because yeah, almost 300 million ISK and still holding on for some reason, whereas for most of the time you've been able to buy them for 210, something like that. So we're talking about 80 million ISK in profit if you bought them like a month ago, something like that. Pretty good for trading again. The Astartes, this one is heading down again towards its lows for the year. So again, investment opportunities. And then the EOS, that's still on. If you have them and you want to sell them, do it now. Otherwise, wait for another price spike here. The Claymore, a bit too flat to my liking, honestly. And the Sleipnir, no, that's not one I would want to invest unless we go in a long term. Now, one thing I should maybe add is that a lot of these are on a downtrend at the moment, and this is the general summer downtrend. Activity is decreasing in EVE Online over the summer. That's inevitable for most online games, and this means that you don't have to rush in with your buying. So don't feel the need, for instance, for this absolution to buy them at 213 just because they are 213. Instead, keep an eye out, place some very low ball buy orders, because it's very likely that you'll be stuck with these absolutions for the rest of the summer, and that you'll only be able to sell them after that. But there is potential, like I said, 40-50 million ISK per absolution on an investment of 200 million doesn't sound too bad to me. That's like 25% margin. So that's it for the Tech 2 market. You know, I like this for speculation, medium-term profits. After that, we have the Tech 3 market. The nano ribbons, they're finally coming back from their highs at 6.5 million. So I'm not sure what is driving the nano ribbons at the moment to have all of these pretty violent movements. But right now in JITA they're back down to 6.3, which is still pretty damn high if you look at the chart for the entire year. But there's definitely a downtrend. You can see the 5-day moving average plummeting back down and staying well below the 20-day moving average. So I think we'll see this continue to go down over the next few weeks. Now after that, we have the ships. Unfortunately, this is a really bad market at the moment. Look at the Tengu coming from 220. And yeah, it can't even hold 190 anymore. So it's been a really bad year for the Tech 3 ships. On top of that, we have rumors for further nerfs in the Tech 3 ones. So let's have a quick look there at the other ones as well. I'm just a bit interested. Oh, that's actually not what I want. There, strategic cruisers. So the Legion, pretty much the same, you know, 220 and trying to hold on at 180. Not looking good. Tengu, we've seen that really bad. The Proteus, not as pronounced, but still pretty down. So this one seems a bit more stable, I guess, because it's a pretty decent PvE ship still. And then the Loki, known a spike here and a big correction. That's once again the war talking. That's really, it's probably been a doctrine for one of the big alliances. And they invested in a fleet of that. After that, demand drops right back down. And as you can see, this also comes from 230, something like that. But the general trend is even below 180. So really a bad time for Tech 3 manufacturers at the moment. And yeah, with further nerfs incoming, very likely, I'd say it's not the moment to be investing in Tech 3 ships. After that, we'll be looking at some more general goods. That's what I usually do. So the Galente fuel blocks, let's have a look at what this is doing. Decently interesting chart. As you know, there have been changes to the ice products, which caused this huge spike, but most of that was speculation. It went from like 12,000 ISK up to 17,000, so not a bad rise. But it turns out that the ice changes have not had such a significant impact on production just yet. Maybe it's because people have a lot of reserves, or maybe it is just because yeah, demand and supply are actually pretty stable, and supply from low and nullsec are actually making up for plenty of of the POS fuels. So it's still holding on above 14,000. But yeah, the big price spike here in Galente fuel blocks that people were expecting when the changes were announced, it just didn't materialize. So I'm still producing them only for my own use at the moment, and not to make any real money out of it, because if you look, they came from way higher than it is at the moment, and this is not really the bottleneck that has changed anything substantial in this market. Next up, I will do technetium. Yeah, you all probably know how much that has cratered. Damn, that looks really bad. If you have the technetium moons, which Goonswarm has a lot of, that's really not the chart you want to see or be reminded of, but it's totally cratered. I mean, we're talking 180,000 ISK at the start. Current prices in Jita, 12,000 ISK. So that lost 95% of its value in 1 year. So those moons are totally out of the picture, and right now it's all about the R64 moons. And I have finally been able to find, like Langers has said, the goods that are produced from them. So let's start with Promethium. Promethium, R64 moon product. Oh, that's actually really beautiful for people that have speculated on such changes in nullsec. Look at that, coming from 5,000 ISK, jumping up to 25,000 ISK. That's you could have made 5 times the amount of ISK you had invested if you knew or suspected these changes were coming. That's just, I mean, traders love a chart like this. That's amazing. In just a few months, you could have gone from, let's say, 1 billion to 5 billion. That's incredible. And some of the alliances here, like Test, must be making a lot of money at the moment. Of course, if you're in the middle of a war, how are you gonna bring all of these juicy new goods to the market? That's probably a problem Test is having at the moment. But the value of that has increased 5-fold, and that's Promethium. We'll have a look at Dysprosium is another one. So Dysprosium, let's have a look at that one. Yeah, definitely a similar chart. This one went from 10k to 30k, so tripling of the price of that R64 product. Next up is Neodymium. Neodymium. Made a mistake there. Neodymium, it's actually. There you go. This is a bit more interesting and a bit unexpected. It went from 20k to 60k, tripling of the price, but now it's back down by quite a lot. So either someone has had a lot of stocks and has unleashed them, or some of the other changes. I do know that there are some other changes, like the reactions you can make with different products in order to create the high-end ones might just have brought Neodymium back down, or it's just more common. That's a possibility as well. The final one is Thulium. So Thulium, that is again from 2,000 to 18,000. That's 10 times almost the value of what it was before the expansion, before the changes to the nullsec moons. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money for the alliances that are holding those R64 moons. And it is understandable, I think, that the Clusterfuck coalition is going after these moons and trying to get Test out of the way. And a big war over this, it just makes sense, you know, because this is totally passive income on an alliance level. That's billions and billions of ISK that's on the line here. I don't really understand the rumor then that Test is running out of money and is in need of donations. But if you have moons that are producing this, that's just an incredible income for the alliances at the moment. So that's really, yeah, 3, 5 to 10 times the value of the stuff produced there. And then there's one exception, which I'm not sure why. I'll have a quick look at the reactions part here for the moment, because except for the Plex, which is the final one I'll check, this is probably going to be it for the regular Eve Talk part. So let's see, nothing yet. Okay, everyone is watching attentively, that's good. The final product is Plex. This is my personal longer-term investment. I've bought 7 Plex below 500 million ISK. These generally tend to no spikes right before or right after expansions hit. This is the previous spike right there at up to 620 million ISK on the 5-day moving average chart at the previous expansion, a little bit before that. And here we have a spike towards 560 for the summer expansion. This is a normal chart, and in my experience of 3 years of playing EVE, this is very predictable. And unless CCP totally blows an expansion, it will come back pretty much every year again and again. So current prices in JITA for the Plex are 529 for the buyers, 539 for the sellers. This pretty much has not moved since last week, but having been able to buy them at like 500 million, we're still looking at 40 million ISK profit per Plex that I bought, so a cool 270 million. My personal intuition and my expectation for the Plex market is that it will stay decently flat over the summer. General activity is decreased in EVE Online. This is normal. As you can see here, also before this this big spike of the winter expansion, it came from pretty low, 480 million ISK. So I would even, it's even possible that it's going to slowly correct a little bit more and more. So I would not be surprised to see the new bottom there at 520, maybe even close to 500, although I don't think so. But after that, I would not be surprised to be able to sell my Plex at 600 or even more. So I'm personally looking at like maybe 750 million ISK in profit from my 7 Plex investment. At the moment, I'm not sure. I would say if you're able to buy them on small dips with buy orders, it might still be investment worthy. Because this spike, I mean, it's coming no matter what, you know. CCP could even be announcing just 2 new ships as the next expansion. People will be coming back into the game at that point. People will be excited for the new expansion. Just a new trailer could cause a spike and give you an enormous selling opportunity at 600 million ISK. So even now, you could invest in there. Me personally, I'm very happy with what I already have. 7 Plex below 500 was really a bargain when I got them right after the dip, after the winter spike. So I'm already happy with that. I don't feel the need to invest even more ISK at the moment in more Plex, but in my opinion, you still can. Plex never lose their value, even if the economy of EVE would totally crater. You could still just use your Plex for game time and make twice as much ISK. You know, if the economy would crater, ISK would be valueless, and making it would basically overtake using Plex, and it would just become trivial to make like 1 billion ISK in a month or something like that. So Plex is basically, in my opinion, the best item to make sure that you have value in your cargo hold or in your station hold. So yeah, 540, it's not really moving. Like I told you, my expectation is maybe a slow downtrend for the rest of the summer, and then as the expansion news start to ramp up, we'll see the price of Plex rise again, and I'm looking personally at selling opportunities as high as 600 million ISK for some nice profit. Next up, yeah, that's it for the general market look here. We are actually already at 22 minutes in. So to add to this EVE talk, I also have a few general news items that could interest you guys. First of all, let's have a look there at the website then. That's where I'll need to go. So yeah, the only thing I've seen, could you do the Megatron? Actually, I was not paying close attention. Of course, I'll do the Megatron. Right there, Megatron. So you'll have to be a little bit patient. I do want to do these EVE talks live and help you guys out. And ooh, that's a very nice peak there, yogis. The Megatron, look at that spike right there, up to 180 million, coming from 140 million. Not bad at all. This is of course the changes to the battleships that we are talking here. So 40 million increase in the price of the Megatron. Part of this may also be that it's become a doctrine in nullsec alliances, and thus it's actively being used in the war. So for people that produce Megatrons, this is of course very good news. I'll have a quick look at the market data, because this price spike up to 180, that's unfortunately over, but we are still looking at 168 million for a Megatron sell orders in JITA at the moment, 166 buy orders. So yeah, the production of battleships indeed is probably one of those things, those battleships that got a buff over the Odyssey expansion. If you have a BPO of that, you're looking really good, because at the moment minerals are cratering or dropping at a steady pace. So the amount you need to invest in order to get your minerals to produce stuff like the Megatron is going lower and lower. But the price has known a 40 million increase, so your margin is looking really good if you have the right BPOs. Unfortunately, I don't have those at the moment. What I have is a Talos, and that's probably not going to be as good a chart. Yeah, there you go. This Talos is more of the general Tech 1 chart that is mirroring the minerals. So it's been trying to hold on. Now Odyssey has come, minerals are going down, and the Talos is going down as well. So my margins at the moment, I do produce Talos, is very low to non-existent, and it's hardly worth the effort. There are exceptions, and this is a very good example of this. It's the Megatron. Some of those battleships that have been changed in EVE Online Odyssey, these have known significant increases, especially the better ones that are now used in nullsec alliances. And if you have the right BPOs for those, you'd have made a good deal starting your production of Megatrons at that point. So this is also a very good lesson, you know, to keep an eye out on all the dev posts as well on the forums about upcoming changes to ships. I'm pretty sure there are people that are analyzing all of the upcoming transport ships changes and investing according to that, and I'm pretty sure there's money to be made there. I've not put too much effort and thought into that. I'll do that in the upcoming week actually. I'll go back, revisit that dev post on the changes in the transport ships, and maybe try and analyze that market a little bit. So yeah, very good suggestion there, Yogis. That was really good. That was really good. So finally, I think that's it. Anyone else? Any products they wanted to cover? Nope, doesn't really look like it. So I will end up then. We're almost at a half-hour mark. Oh, actually I have 8 new comments. No, that's okay, pretty much everything I've covered. So the general news, which might be interesting to some of you guys. I know if you're here at the moment, you do like the market stuff, you do like to make some ISK. So there is actually some news that could interest you a little bit. And for that, we'll go to the community websites, because all of them are up here. So first of all, we have a CSM guest dev blog. Basically what they're doing is they've started a thread on the forums where people can give the changes that they want to see first. So what they think is a priority for stuff to be changed in EVE Online. Basically they can use some words, some keywords like UI or battleship classes or rebalancing or new ships and stuff like that, moon mining, whatever. I think it's going to be interesting to analyze the final results and like the top 10 of that. I'm pretty sure CCP is listening to the CSM, and there is a higher chance of seeing changes in those particular topics that the majority of the players active in that thread have chosen, and thus yeah, that could actually translate into trading opportunities, such as the R64 Moon trading opportunities that we've seen with the Odyssey expansion. If you had known about what's in development at CCP, and that the balancing of the moons was a part of that, you know, you could have made bank right there. I mean, we're talking 5 times the value of the ISK you'd have made. That's just insane for people that already have a few billion. This is also maybe a resource. Just keep an eye on the top 5, top 10, something like that, that comes out of that, and it might just translate into some trading opportunities. The other one is Summer Blink celebrates 900 trillion ISK in prizes given out in lotteries. I'm amazed that people actually play lotteries in EVE Online this much. I know it's only fictional money, but there's always a real life value. You know, I'd feel bad losing 500 million ISK, because I know I could just flex my account for 1 month with that. But some of the prices, you know, they might be interesting if you want to give it a go and have a chance to win a Mastodon BPO. That's I'm assuming a Tech2 BPO because that's the first prize, and yeah, that's really awesome, unique, and worth an insane amount of money. These Tech2 BPOs can't be had in the game anymore. And yeah, if you could have one of those, that's just, I mean, you'd be one of the luckiest guys in the last few years in EVE Online. The second place is 100 Plex. 100 Plex. That's also pretty much an insane prize to win. And the third place is a Frecky. Now, me personally, I like to collect chips, and that Frecky, that would be awesome. That's actually a prize that somebody won during an Alliance tournament. So like a Frecky BPC, it's a special Minmatar frigate, I think. Maybe I can look it up here. The Frecky. So we're already talking about the Tech2 BPO 100 Plex, and this is the Frecky. Really cool looking Minmatar frigate, very exclusive. I mean, we're talking about an Alliance tournament reward here, and on top of that you get the corpse of CCP Nullarbor in its cargo. So those are pretty awesome prizes, and if you want a chance at them, check out Summer Blink, and I think it's early next week that they're having their next lottery. Yep, Tuesday, July 16th. So if you want your chance on one of those awesome prizes, check that out. And then the final news item that I have is maybe not so much for you guys, because I know you guys must be EVE Online players already, and you don't really need the basics. But if anyone happens to come across this EVE talk and you're new to the game, you're thinking of starting it, it's the right time to do so, because EVE University summer classes are going to start on July 15th. You know, this is just the EVE Online community website. You find the links over there, an overview of all of the classes. It goes from market trading all the way to Basics 101, PvP, Sinoing. It will really cover pretty much all aspects of EVE Online, and if you're a new player trying to get into EVE Online, this is definitely something you can consider to sign up. EVE University is an awesome bunch of guys. They've been helping noobs in EVE Online for an insane amount of time, for way longer than I've played the game. They're really an established name, and if you're looking at learning about different aspects of EVE Online and the tutorials are not enough for you, check out EVE University summer classes. You know, I'm pretty sure you'll find something of interest there. A really awesome bunch of guys, and I really hope that they make this successful as well. So that's also the news. Pretty interesting. I think some of those big lottery prizes there, you know, that's really awesome. On top of that, we also have the picture contest with 10 Plex prizes potentially won. Last part of that is coming next week, and that's probably going to be the focus of myself and my brother in the next week as well. Might be a live stream of what it takes to take some of those harder pictures in that picture contest. Maybe I'll live stream that. I'm still trying to work out all the technicalities of live streaming, so I need to get used to it a little bit, but I slowly want to incorporate that into how I handle the channel and how I bring you guys content. So yeah, just on this EVE talk, the Megatron submission, for instance, was a great pick, because I was talking about the general trend in Tech 1 markets, and it showed that there are exceptions on that, and I could explain why and where the opportunities lies. So yeah, EVE talk definitely, I think, for EVE Online players that like to play the market or like to stay up to date on market trends, so they don't lose too much ISK in it. I'm hoping to keep doing this live once a week on Saturday. Anyways, that's it for this EVE talk then, guys. I'll see you all next time. And now I think I still have to stay on for about 1 minute for the delay. So really awesome that you guys are actually watching this, even if it's only 9 viewers. I really appreciate it. I hope this can grow. I hope I get more and more submissions to check out stuff in the market and get better insights to both you and everyone. But yeah, that's it for this week. I think another interesting experiment. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you all next time. Let's add 10 seconds or something like that. I don't know. I need to cover my bases so that the end of the video doesn't get cut off. Cut off. That's it. But I've only been live for 22 minutes. That's not true. Stream.